It's 5:55 right now. Hey y'all, it's 5:55. 5:55. I was just wondering what y'all was doing. How you doing? How's it going? Happy New Year. Is this my first live of the year? I think it is. A Happy New Year. Whew. Hey, official Jamie. How you doing? I'm good. I am good. Are you staying warm down there? It's been weird here, for real. We didn't get any of the weather. Um, like none of the snow or sleet or ice or any of that. We got rain, just rain, and it was warmer than every place else in the country, it seemed, in the 50s and low 60s. Finally got down below freezing at night a couple nights ago. But otherwise, it's been normal here. So, but just a couple hours north of here, they got the ice. So, yeah, it was very, very strange. Thanks for coming in. I wasn't doing nothing. I just walked in the house um, from outside, looking at my backyard and all the stuff I need to be doing that I'm not doing. And I was like, let me pop up for a minute. Hey, Zach, how you doing? How's life in Canada? Y'all can keep y'all weather up there. Thank you, please, and thank you. Stop sending it down here to us. Oh, yeah, keep that -7 degrees. You can keep that. We don't need it down here. We don't know what to do with it, and we sure don't need it. um, Fortunately, it's not that cold here. Let me put in the weather. Um, it's not that cold here. It's I think it's 55 today. Thank you. Keep it up there. Um, I think it was 28 last night. I think it's 55 today. So it was nice. I got out in the yard a little bit. Um, a little bit. I mean, like 5 minutes. and and I did get out the house a little bit uh, too. Um, but it's nice. It's nice out. In fact, I love this kind of weather because you can actually get some work done without getting overheated and without getting, frostbite. So yeah, that's nice. Y'all, it's been a minute since I've done a live. I don't even know how to do it anymore. It's a shame. It is a shame that I have forgotten how to do a live stream. Um, but yeah, life has been lifing, and I've been trying to deal with that. And yeah, there's that. So what y'all been up to? I'll tell you, I'm a proud mama. My son graduated in December. Oh no, we can't do that. We have to do the day before. Um, and oh, did my weather pop in? It looks like it didn't pop in. I guess my weather's not working. Hmm. Oh well. I don't know what's up with Nightbot. So, anyways, I have to check it and see what's going on. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. And he's looking for work. I'm sure he'll find something eventually. So, okay, taking care of mom and hospice. Oh, hey Cassandra, how are you? Be praying for y'all, Jamie, you and your mom and your family. Sending healing energy your way, positive vibes. I know your mom takes comfort in having you there. Sandra, South Fulton. How is South Fulton these days? I haven't been over that way in a minute. I guess it was November last time I came through there. Yeah, so that's a minute. That's a minute. I don't know what's going on with Nightbot. Let's see if I can figure out. I don't know. I don't even know where to look, honestly. Uh, somewhere. But anyways, yeah. But anyways, as I was saying, thanks for y'all for coming in and seeing what's going on. Nothing needs in a ice bowl of hot chili on a cold day. You know what, Zach? I have been doing soup. I think I posted a couple of shorts, but I've been doing soups. All I want is some soup. I haven't wanted chili, but I've wanted soups. Hey, Juanita, she says, how you doing? And so I made some black bean and ham soup. That was good. And I made some, actually, I don't know, I wanted to call it a beef stew, but then I didn't put a thickener in it, so I called it beef soup. So I made a stewed beef soup, and that was good. And I was sitting here thinking about it today, and I was like, oh, I still got a ham bone in there, so I can make some more soup. So I don't know, I might do a white bean and ham soup um, coming up. This weekend's supposed to be cold again, so I know I'm gonna want soup again. You still there? Good, good. Um, um, Presence is a present. Yes, it is. Presence is a present. Or should we say presence is a gift? I'm glad you're still here. I am too. And it's so funny. Keep contemplating doing things, and then I'm lazy. I've been so lazy lately. My get up and go has um I don't know where it went. I think it went on vacation. It didn't come back. And I keep thinking, oh, it'd be so nice to do that. It sure would be nice. And I keep on moving. Like, okay, it'd be nice. But yeah. uh, and then I don't do anything. So there's that. There is that. But yeah. But yeah, I've definitely been okay. So Nightbot is kind of trying to work. So I've definitely been um lazy. Normally I call it efficient, but it's really slipped over past the efficiency stage to the lazy stage. Because when you're efficient, you actually get stuff done. But when you're lazy, you don't get things done. And the things that are getting done are less and less. Oh, by the way, look, y'all. Oh, no, I do not have carpal tunnel, and no, I do not have trigger thumb. I had trigger thumb years ago. I had a really bad case of trigger thumb, and after a couple of weeks, I decided that I needed to do something about it, and so I did, and I had the surgery um, to release it. Um, and so I have all of the things. I have all of the braces, but a couple of days ago, I woke up and my hand felt like somebody had smashed the outside of it with a hammer. And I know I hadn't done anything to it. So I'm like, okay, did I just wake up with a broken hand? Um, so yeah, I'm wearing this brace only to keep myself from using my hand too much and doing too much with it. I'm just resting it. Um, I tell you what I did. I got some, hey, Miss Shirley. I have some of TT's pain salve, That stuff, yeah, that stuff is the truth. It really is. Hey, Belt Loop, how are you? That pain salve is the truth. I I put some of the pain salve on my hand, and I mean, it hurt to the touch. It was like I keep the salve in the refrigerator, and just the cold on it would hurt, helped. But it hurt so bad I could not put an ice pack on it because anything weighed on it was hurting. And I wrapped it. I have all of the things, but I wrapped it with one of my other braces on it so I wouldn't sleep on it on accident. And the next day, the pain had was gone by half. And it still was pretty bad because it was probably at a 9 to start with, and so it was down probably to maybe down to a 6. And the next day, it was a rinse and repeat: pain salve and keep it wrapped. And the next day, it was down to like a 1. I thought that's what mine was, belt loop. I really thought I slept wrong. I slept on it wrong because, like I said, I went to bed. It was fine. When I woke up the next day, it felt like it had been smashed by a hammer, and it hurt to the touch, and it was like excruciating pain. I couldn't even move. I couldn't move my fingers. Like couldn't do this. It hurt so bad I couldn't push it and move it. Definitely couldn't move it on its own. That's how bad it hurt. Um, so I did. I put the brace on it to keep me from using it, to keep me from sleeping on it. Because when you feel that something on it, you go to pick it up to move it, it's like, oh no, don't move it. And then that pain salve, if you ain't got no pain salve, and there's a lot of people who make them, but the pain salve that's made with, or the pain oil that's made with cayenne, um, yeah, that part. Trying to talk myself to dragging this salt into the basement for the water filter. Ooh, yeah. Maybe you can break it into smaller packages or something. But yeah, anyways, Betlu, I hope you get to feel yours get to feeling better. Like I said, it was not good. I can move it. I just don't want to go into the basement. I feel you. I feel you on that. But yeah, so yeah, that's one of the things that's happened this week. But it's feeling better. It's feeling so much better. And like I said, the only reason I have this on is because it just reminds me not to use it, because if if I don't have anything on it, I don't think about it, and I'll go, like I was out in the garage today, and I reached to pick up some water because I have jugs of water out there, and I went to pick up a gallon of water, and I was like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So it's like, yeah. But once when you pick up to do something and you feel that on your hand, it's like it stops you. And it's like use the other hand. So, but yeah. Thank you, Belt Loop. It's good to see you too. Oh, I was going to ask you, are you going to the crawfish kickback? It's going to be in Pearl, or maybe, or in Jackson. I can't remember which. In Jackson, I can't commit to it right this minute, but I was like, man, that's like only 4 hours away. I might can make that. Unfortunately, the timing is not the best for me. Um, there's a meetup. It's called the Crawfish Kickback, and I think that the information on it is on Unbiased, Unbiased LLC. It's on her channel. Um, Cece should have the information on it too. I'm not really sure. Let me look and see. This it's on Unbiased's channel. Let me pull it up on my phone. I think it's. You know what? Let me pull it up. Don't let me start nothing. It's the one that the the Texas folks have been sponsoring it. Um, Joplin is the Uber for laundry, and seriously, let's say, can you text or email to me? I'm interested. Okay, I will. I will figure out a way to get it to you. Um, yeah, I'll figure out a way to get it to you. Let me put in hey, let me put in a link to Unbiased's channel. Um, I bring it every day. Hey, Kelly. It took me that long to remember your name. That's it's not you, it's me. I hate it when my brain moves slow like that. And I don't know whether I hate it so much as I notice it. You know what I'm saying? I notice it. Um, and I think, would it be better if I didn't notice it? If it, you know what I'm saying? Would it be better if it happened, but I didn't notice it, or is it better that I notice that it's happening? I don't know what I'm saying, y'all. Do y'all understand me? Hey, Sandrine, the Mosaic Queen. I love your new name. Anyway, there you go. There's the link um, to, I think that's the right link, to the Crawfish Kickback. Let me see what details that they might have on here. I don't know. More. Oof. That cinnamon smells good. I have a diffuser going, and this time of year when we're running the heater every day, and the air gets dry, I run a diffuser. It's like a cool mist air diffuser, and I put essential oil in it. And today, usually I put eucalyptus, sometimes lemon, sometimes mint, but today I put eucalyptus and cinnamon in it. That cinnamon is kicking and it smells really good. I forget though that cinnamon is a really good um, air cleanser, air purifier. You can even, we were talking to some friends who will remain nameless because it might be Gina versus Gina and she don't have cinnamon sticks in her house. But I didn't say it in a live stream. But yeah, you can use cinnamon sticks just like you use incense. Hey, just gifted. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Yeah. But you can use cinnamon sticks like you use, well, really, you can use it like you use a smudge, like you use sage or Palo Santo or sweetgrass or whatever you use, whatever you grew up using. I grew up using sweetgrass um, and cedar, but you can use cinnamon sticks too. And most people have cinnamon sticks in their house, so except for some people who live in you know don't live like this and don't use cinnamon sticks. She gonna get it. Say I put peppermint in my diffuser. Yeah, I usually use eucalyptus is my go-to. That's really my go-to in there. Um, but sometimes I will put peppermint in it, and I like to mix either eucalyptus and lemon because I like lemon in it too. And sometimes I'll use peppermint and lemon, and then sometimes I'll use like I said, today I used eucalyptus and cinnamon, and it's really nice. Hey, Crooked Peach, how you doing? It's good to see y'all. It's been a minute since I've been on here. I feel like I have lost my mojo. I don't don't even know how to go live anymore. Don't know how to make videos anymore. Don't know how to, yeah, a lot of things. But it is what it is. But anyways, yeah. Belt Luke, check it out. And let me know if you're gonna go. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go. I'm not sure if it's gonna work for me. I'm really being more intentional about what I'm my time this year because the last couple of years I've been doing too much. As doing too much going, and I don't get me wrong, I like to go and I like to do things, but I just gotta schedule it out. I can't do too much back to back to back to back, and I've got some stuff coming up this spring. I don't want to get too much to get back to back. Yeah, but yeah, what am I trying to say? I've got something going on in May already, and so I don't want to pack too much on together. I got something going on in May, and I've got something going on in June already, and so I don't want to um, pack too much in and overdo it. So yeah, that part. I was totally burnt out, and I injured myself, and I completely forgot how to go live and make videos of myself. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. I had a lot going on, um, planned and unplanned at the end of the year, and it was much for us. So I was down for a minute, not physically, but emotionally and mentally, I was down for a minute, and it's like I had to really cut back on a lot of stuff and get myself together because, um, we forget, but you can't give from an empty cup, and so at some point you got to refill. At, oof, at some point you got to refill your own cup. You got to, um, fuel the flames. You got to feed the fire, um, or you'll burn out. And so, yeah, that part. Let me see if Nightbot is really working. It's trying. You ain't never lied. I've burned out a couple of times here on YouTube. Yeah, I get it. Okay, there we go. Weather for Montgomery. Conditions are fair with a temperature of 49. Fair. The wind is blowing from the north at 3 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 41%. Yes. It seems like every January I'm burnt out entirely. Yeah. It's hard. Y'all catch much as no. Belt Loop, there was kind of a trough in the middle of the storm, and Central Alabama and South Alabama got none of it. We got some of the cool cold, but we had thunderstorms. Every place else was getting snow and ice and sleet. We were getting thunderstorms, and our temperature was in the 50s and the mid to upper 50s and low 60s. Yeah. We got plenty of rain. We got rain for days, and then the temperature dropped. After that, the temperature dropped, but the rain, the moisture had moved out already, and so we really didn't get much of it out at all. Um, I think Huntsville got a little bit of freezing rain, and then they just got rain after that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. And then there's another a nor'easter's coming through this weekend. We're supposed to get down in teens, I think. I don't think we're going to get any moisture out of this one either. I think the moisture is coming before it, and then the temperatures are going to drop. So we'll see. Um, yeah, definitely we'll see on that one. We were just on the edge of it, not really any accumulation. Had a few flakes. Okay, yeah, yeah, exactly. But the ones who got it for sure. There was a lot of snow and ice, lots of ice. I think Growing with Hudson did a video showing the ice that they got, and I was afraid for her outside because you could hear the limbs popping that because they had so much of an accumulation of ice on them. You could hear the weight of the ice breaking the limbs, and limbs were falling down while she was outside. Literally, she was outside talking about something, and then she would look to the side as a limb fell. I was like, go in the house. Get out. Get back in the house. It was really bad. Um, I haven't been in an ice storm like that. I guess there was the big one back in 90, in the 90s, 94, 96, something like that. I was in South Carolina then, and literally I was sitting and and looking out the window watching the power lines go from straight to drooping to drooping to popping at the pole. You actually watching them break off at the pole and the sparks, and watching limbs going lower and lower and lower and popping. It was like, that's crazy, crazy. I think it was 94, that big old ice storm. It was horrible. Yeah, it was. I was just watching it, just sitting there watching things get lower and lower and lower. Um, and I think there was one nor'easter that I actually drove in, and I didn't realize that there was two storms brewing at the same time, one in the Gulf and one on the Atlantic side. And I ended up driving. I was in Tallahassee, so I was driving out of one and ended up driving into the other. And literally, the shut the interstate down. I come through Jacksonville, Florida, was headed north on 95, and then I heard on the radio I-95 south of Jacksonville has now been shut down. I was like, well, I'm north of that. But the storm was coming up from the south. And so and I just, it was so bad you couldn't pull off the road. People were trying to take exits, and they would hit the exit and it would slide down the bank. It was crazy. Okay. But yeah, exactly. In the storm sandwich. It was pretty bad. Um Luckily, I was behind a big truck, and so it was creating a path. And so, as long as he was on the road, I just stayed behind him because I kept seeing people trying to exit, and every time they would exit, they would slide off the road. And so I said, I'm just going to stay here in these tracks while I have tracks. When he exited, I exited because I had tracks. And where he went, I went, and he ended up in a parking lot at a hotel, and I ended up in a parking lot at a hotel, and that's something too. Um, they didn't call him a go bag back then. This was in the, uh, I want to say in the early 90s. This storm, I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was a weird storm. Um, but I had everything I needed. I had food, I had water, I had blankets, I had extra clothes. Um, I had everything I needed in my truck to because I drove a pickup, but I had everything I needed in my truck to sustain myself for a few days. I just That's the way I traveled. I always travel that way. Um, and the hotel parking lot that we ended up in, they let us come in the hotel. Anybody who's in they had no rooms, but they let us come in the hotel and stay in the lobby until like 3 a.m. It was a weird kind of thing, but it was like, we gotta do this thing that we do with our safe, and you can't have you in the lobby then, so y'all gonna have to go. Um, but you can come back in whatever 2 hours or whatever. Okay, Cook It Peach, thank you for coming in. But anyways, there was a family there with a little baby, and they didn't have a lot of stuff. And I was like, look, I got an extra blanket. And I ended up giving them a blanket because I had blankets in my car. I don't know why I had blankets in my car. Um, I do know why I had blankets in my car. Uh, because I'm just one of those people who, you just be prepared. But my point is, have a go bag. Have a go bag in your car. Have essentials in your car, because if you break down on the side of the road, or if the road comes impassable and you're in your car, you want to be able to survive in your car until help can come, or until you can get out of there. And you know, it doesn't take a lot to make survival possible. It just takes a little bit of planning and a few items, and and you know you can be it can make the difference between being miserable and being okay, or surviving or not. So yeah. So even now, I have everything I need in my car. I have some snacks. I have some water. Hey, G Mama, how you doing? Thanks for popping in. I was just, like I said, I'm not here for long. I just wanted to pop up. I hadn't been on live for a minute. and I wanted to do that. I wanted to say Happy New Year to all the peoples because I don't think I've been live this year. Haven't been doing much. Yep. But thank y'all for popping in with me. Um, I am not crocheting today. I'm giving my hand a break. I have been crocheting much anyway, but giving my hand a break um, because of the pain that I was in earlier this week. Um, it's so funny because when I woke up like that, I was like, "Did I crochet a lot yesterday?" But I hadn't. I hadn't crocheted at all that day, so it wasn't crocheting that did it. Um, and the funny thing is, I can crochet probably a solid 4 or 5 hours before before it gets painful. I usually try not to go longer than 2 hours, but I know I can go a good 4 or 5 hours without it getting sore or painful or anything like that. And so I was like, no, I didn't crochet at all. So it wasn't that. But yeah, G Mama grows hard in the garden. Yeah, I need to get out in the garden. I went out today, did a little bit of cleanup. Got some new garden beds out there, so you guys will see that here in a little bit. Um, Trying to get my plan together for this year. Um, Getting ready to get some seeds started inside. I don't do a lot of seed starting inside because I just don't, but I want to start a few things inside this year, and hopefully, if y'all hear something in the background, that's my washer. Hopefully, I can get a few things started inside that are going to take a little bit longer to maturity, and um, some things a little bit earlier. I started my Jamaican sorrel late last year, and I got like four that matured before the frost came. I was not happy about that. I wish I had it in a container so I could have pulled it in the garage, but I had it in the ground. And so yeah, yeah. Actually, G Mama, I got two new garden beds, but they're not really new. They're just replacements for the beds that I already had out there. I had one that I had built with some old fence posts that I had, and it was falling apart. And so I got one of those corrugated metal ones to put where that one was, and then I had another one that was cedar wood, and it was falling apart. And I had repaired it last year for where one of the boards had fell off of it, and this year I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put something else over there. And so I got another one of those metal ones for that area. And so, yeah. Hey, I talked you up, Grown Hudson. How you doing? Uh-huh. Are you at home now? Or are you still holed up in the hotel? But yeah, they're still nice. The one of them is a little bit bigger than the bed that I had, and another one is a little bit smaller than the bed that I have. And so I'm gonna have to do some stuff around that one to because I'm gonna have a little bit, like almost a row outside of the bed. But hey, I already had garlic growing there. I wasn't gonna dig it up. I'm gonna let that garlic is gonna come to harvest right there. And so I'm just gonna build up something around it to protect it from the lawn guy because he will come right up to the edge of it if I don't. And so I got to do that. Um, Speaking of which, I need to make a video about it. But there's some herbs that are or weeds, whatever you call them, that are growing in my yard right now. If you guys live in zone 8, 9, or 10, this time of year, when things start popping up in the yard, you need to get out your ID book, and start trying to figure out what they are, because I know that I've got, let me see if I can find this book. Yeah, y'all have seen it before. My Peterson's Guide to um yeah, whatever is this. Peterson's Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs of the Eastern and Central North America. Um, got to get going, getting ready for a live later. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna be off of here in a little bit. But anyways, this book right here is one of the ones I use as a to identify things. But what I was saying is that I know that I have some chickweed out there. It grows, wild here, and I'm trying to remember what it's good for. I can't remember what it's good for, but if you can identify it, chickweed, page 58. Um, Now's the time to get out there when it starts coming up and get some of these things. Chickweed. Okay, I don't see it. Flowers were found. Uses. Tea of this common herb is traditionally used as a cooling and demulcent and expectorant to relieve coughs. Also used for external skin eruptions, to allay itching, and as an anti-inflammatory. Chickweed. And so top right. I don't know what it kind of looks like that. And this is not a great picture of it, but you can look it up. But I do know that it grows wild. It grows wild here, and it pops up on its own. There's another one that comes up in the yard. I think it's not purple dead nettle. It looks like purple dead nettle, but it's not. It's called, is it henbit? I could never remember what it's called. I think it's called henbit. Chickweed and henbit. Look at that. H. Oh, I don't remember. Anyways, I don't remember what it's called. But there is another plant that grows out there. Maybe it is purple dead nettle. I can never remember. Um, I think it's purple dead nettle. I don't remember. There's another one out there that's really prolific. It's everywhere out there, and you got to find it. If you have it, let me look up purple dead nettle because I can't remember. Purple. Why is it doing this to me? Index to plants. Anyways, I can't find it right this minute because I'm looking for it. But anyways, there's a couple. I'm sorry, I can't remember them. Vetch. I don't know if it has any um medicinal properties. I know it comes up, and it's a legume, so it's a nitrogen fixer. So if you have it in your garden beds. Okay, thanks, Belt Loop. Thanks for coming in. If you have it in your garden beds, you don't want to pull it out and toss it. You want to turn it under so it breaks down into it'll feed your soil. And so, but yeah, you have to look, check out some of those herbs and see um, what you got growing in your backyard. This one, henbit. I guess a bigger picture. henbit. Can y'all see that? That is everywhere in my backyard. It's called henbit. And I don't know if it's it the leaves and stems are edible. They can be used in a salad. I don't know if it has any medicinal properties. But you can find that out. You can look it up. But it's also another one that's really good for um as a what do you call them? Amendment to your soil. Yeah, it's one of those that you can turn over into your soil. You don't. That's one that you don't want to. You don't want to cut it, rake it, and throw it away. You want to put this. If you're gonna cut it, you want to put it in your compost because it helps to build your soil. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Song, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I don't like I said. It says henbit has been used as a medicinal herb for centuries. It's been used to treat fevers and to ease body aches. I don't know if it's true or not. It's also been used as a laxative and to reduce the severity of fevers. Anyways, so yeah, look it up and see. But what my point was, yeah, it took me a long time to come around to this. But my point was, these are things that are just grow. These are weeds. These are backyard weeds that you may have in your backyard and may not even know it. If you have something out there, use your phone plant identification um, capabilities. Most phones have them. You can just click on the camera thing on the Google Lens. If you have Android, it's on the anyways that you can click on the Google Lens. You can click on a thing and it will give you an ID. It will kind of ID the plant or at least give you a close ID of it. And once you get something as a starting point, you can look into it a little bit further so you can find out other ways to identify it. And remember, we don't identify plants. Plants you don't identify them by one thing. You don't identify it by the leaf. You identify it by the leaf, by the twig, and by the flower. Because sometimes a plant, for example, will have, a heart-shaped leaf. There's a lot of heart-shaped leaves out there. But if this has a heart-shaped leaf and it's got a square twig, then it might be in the mint family. Or if it has a heart-shaped leaf and a round twig, but it's a telescoping twig, then it might be in a different family. So you don't go by just one thing. You go by multiple things. If it has a purple flower, you don't just say, oh, it has a purple flower, it must be a lavender. No, there's a whole bunch of things that have purple flowers. So you have to look at the purple flower and you look at the twig or the stem and you look at the kind of flowers and the kind of leaf. Does it have compound leaves? Does it have single leaves? Does it have entire leaves? Does it have toothed leaves or whatever? Hey, Rashida, how you doing? So you have to ask yourself all of the questions. Ouch. You have to ask yourself all of the questions um, to definitely be able to identify it. But once you identify it and you figure out the benefits of it, you may have a gold mine in your backyard of just the thing that you needed. Oftentimes, the thing that you need may grow wild where you are. But anyways, but that's just something I wanted to bring up. I thought about doing a video of it because I have so many things that are popping up right now in my backyard. Dandelions everywhere. Um, in fact, I'm gonna go and dig some dandelion root out of my backyard, and because I'm gonna dry that and save it. Um, and then, like I said, I've got that chickweed, and I've got some henbit, and there's something else I forget. Vetch out there. I think the vetch, I'm probably just gonna pull some of that and put it in my compost bin. But it's definitely a good nitrogen fixer. So if you have those nitrogen fixers that are growing in your yard, and what nitrogen fixers do is they take nitrogen from the air and put it into the soil so it becomes available to plants. And so plants that are nitrogen fixers, anything in the pea and bean family, will help to supplement your soil with nitrogen without having to use a nitrogen fertilizer. And so you definitely want those growing as a cover crop, like in the wintertime or something like that. Anyways, oh, I was outside earlier, and I got poked. I forget, I was over by my plum tree, and I forget that those a lot of those trees have thorny branches, and I'm like all up in there. Now I'm like itching. And my mom was like, okay, fine. Get out the aloe. We'll go, and I need to go and wash my arms down and put some aloe on it for the itching. But I knew better. I should have had on long sleeves. I did not. I should have had on gloves. I did not. I'm the person who knows better and doesn't do better. That's a shame. You know better. You should do better. But anyways. Y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. Like I said, I didn't mean to stay on here long. I just wanted to come in and pop up for a minute, because I had a minute, and just say, hey, I thank y'all for coming in and spending some time with me. If you're here for the replay, thank you again. Leave a comment, and I will definitely get back with you one way or another. I'm either gonna leave you a heart or leave you a message in the comments. And y'all have a good rest of y'all day. And I will try to, no, I won't try. I'll see you in the YouTube streets. See if we can make this work. I don't know if it'll work. Come on. It's not trying to see my hands. Okay, fine. Don't. Yeah, there you go. See y'all later.